everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Bryony and I'm one half of the Indecisive Readers. I've not been on here for a few months. I thought it was for a whole year, but apparently it was only from about July. So I'm just checking in, saying hi, apologising for not being here. I kind of got slumpy reading wise because I wasn't reading anything, I wasn't reviewing anything, and because I wasn't reviewing anything I couldn't do any like wrap-ups. I also wasn't like reading anything to make a TBR. But it's a new year, we're going to try again, and you never know, we might get somewhere. Even if my plan this year is just to do like one a month, we might get back in there. So before I do my plans for 2023, I'm going to do my kind of wrap up of 2021. 2022. I read 105 books. My original aim was 50, but I did actually up it at the end of December just because I was finally getting close to 100. I read a total of 41,146 pages, which meant I read an average of about 392 pages per book. The longest book I read was Fire by Angie Sage, which was actually the first book I read of the year, and the shortest book I read was The Dawn Chorus by Samantha Shannon. They were 720 pages and then 92 pages. The most popular book I read was Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, and the least popular book I read was Merchants of Knowledge and Magic by Erica McCorkle. And my average star rating was 3.7 stars. All those ratings are off my Goodreads, like the Goodreads challenge. I have set it again at 50 this year. I didn't think I was going to read loads, but I seem to have read a lot of audiobooks already so far. My aim is more this year to do maybe some writing. I really want to write a cozy fantasy. So like if I'm going to write more, I'm obviously going to have less time for reading, but I haven't done any writing yet this year. So my favourite books of the year, I've done like one of those like 12 books, you know, where it's like a bracket and it goes down to one. So my top books of the year were Waking the Witch by Rachel Burge, Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lynn Tan, Blood to Poison by Mary Watson, Sister Song by Lucy Holland, For the Wolf by Hannah Witten, The Final Strife by Sarah L. Arifi, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana, Belladonna by Adeline Grace, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O, Pathfinder by Andy Sage, Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion, and finally The Goddess of Nothing at All by Kat Rector. My top book of the year was Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion, which I have also already reread because so much happened I forgot it all. My least favourite books of the year were Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors, which I DNF'd, Detransition Baby by Tori Peters, which I DNF'd, Lucy Yee Is Not a Romantic by Lauren Ho, which I DNF'd, Princess of Souls by Alexandra Christo, Merchants of Knowledge and Magic by Erica McCorkle. I think this one made me a little bit slumpy, which is why it's on the list. This Woven Kingdom by Tahira Mafi, Man Down by James Goodhand, again was good but made me a bit slumpy. The Blood Trials by Annie Davenport, and Gender Rebels by Anika Harry. So in terms of my goals, like I said, my initial goal was to read 50 books. I read 105, so I hit that. Review every book, even a mini review. So within 2022, I posted 89 reviews of the 105 books. I've now reviewed a couple more, but like I said, because I wasn't reading, I wasn't really reviewing. And because I wasn't reading, I didn't have the motivation for Instagram, and Instagram's a really good motivation for me reviewing, so it just kind of all spiraled. Buy fewer books. I kind of stopped making a note of them in about July after Yauk, which I brought too many at, and so I kind of lost track for the end of the year. I kept pre-ordering like special editions, and I'd pre-ordered stuff through Waterstone, so stuff came, but I didn't actively buy many books because I wasn't reading. And then get back on the blog and channel, like I said, didn't really happen. I thought I just kind of abandoned this, but apparently I didn't abandon this until midway through the year when I got slumpy. On the blog, I kind of reviewed when I had like an arc, and that was about it. So again, I'd like to post at least twice a month on there. So the books I wanted to read in 2022, I think I read 19 out of them. I read Fire, The Beast and the Bethany, Revenge of the Beast, The Christie Affair, The Road Trip, Legendborn, Electra, These Hollow Vows, Throne of Glass, The Song Rising, Gods and Monsters, For the Wolf, The Unbroken, If Not Winter, Fragments of Sappho, The Prison Healer, Vespertine, and The Flames of Albion. I didn't read 4 actually. It was King of Battle and Blood, State of Sorrow, The Stone Sky, and Spin the Door. You also recommended 12 books for me to read, and I read 7 maybe? I read A Curse So Dark and Lonely, We Hunt the Flame, The Witch's Heart, The Last Bear, The Gilded Wolves, The Year of the Witching and Under the Whispering Door. I didn't read We Ride Upon Sticks, Piranesi, Light from Uncommon Stars, A Discovery of Witches, and This One Day. Some of them weren't kind of things I would have chosen to read, but I was gonna try them for you, but I would have borrowed them from the library or had to buy them, and when I got Sunpay, I just didn't. So there we go. So on to my 2023 goals. I have for years wanted to make a book journal, and I actually have this year. So like this is like kind of my main aim, and I'm showing you because I've got my goals in here, and I'll do like a little flick through. So I've not entirely finished like colouring it, but this is my star ratings. It's got like a little picture here, and I need to colour that and maybe put a quote. Then I've got my bookshelf, and I'm going to go through it and put like all my unread books. Whether or not this is bigger than my shelves, I'm not sure, but there's a lot of piles of books around like the house. So we'll see. I'm going to colour these by the rating I put the books. So like I put like my TBR for the year up there, and I've started colouring those because I actually have already read a few of them, which is cool. Then I've got my goals on here. I've got my 50 books. I've got Disney Fund because we're hoping to go to Disney. I'm thinking I might also do like my writing goals, but we're not sure. And then I start my TBR. There's someone on Etsy who you can like tell them which books they want, and they make you stickers and then you stick them in. So I think that's amazing. So I've got my TBR down here. I've got like, for example, this one I've read already. So I've put the dates I read it, my rating down the side. I've like highlighted it and just like a couple of notes. So these are all my arcs I want to read this year. There's a couple that are from last year that I didn't read in time. Then I've got rereads and series on this page, and then 2 Sam recommended and just 2 others I want to read. Then on my next page I've got series to finish. Then I've got like 2023 stats. I've obviously not started filling this in because we're only a month in. Then I have the books I DNF'd and my unhauled books, sorry. I've got books read. I'm colouring this by how I read them. The only problem is 50 ends there, so I like severely misjudged how much I would need for this. Then I've got my best books of 2023, which will be like that bracket again. Then I've got like a page for me doing a mini review for those books. Then a book bingo. I need more prompts. Fill it in for me. This is my fave shelf. This is for book hauls. This isn't good because this is, you know, this year so far. Then I'm going to put all the special edition books I have on this shelf or page, and then I've got like January spread. So this is like the books pages I've read so far. I didn't start it straight away, so it's not right. Then I've just got events, my TBR, and my spending. So I've briefly shown you what my TBR is, but I'll just kind of go over that again. So I have it kind of split in a few bits. There's also a few on this list that aren't on that because there was only room for 19. And I've got 23 on this, or 22. So we have Influential, which comes out or came out on the 5th of January. Lark and Chasm Start a Revolution, which came out last year. Silver and the Mist, which also came out last year. Atlanta, which comes out on the 13th of April this year. The Witch's Guide to Fake Dating, A Demon, which comes out on the 9th of March this year. And I've got Through NetGalley and A Day of Fallen Night, which comes out on the 28th of February, and I'm very excited for. Then I also want to read The Blood Traitor, which will be the final book in that series, so that'll be good like to cross off that series. A Crown of Midnight, which is the next in the Throne of Glass series I have read, didn't love, so I may not continue with the series, but also I have the audiobook, so like I won't have to actively read them if I do want to. Then I need to finish my reread of The Mask Fallen. I'm like this far through, so I'm maybe like 2/3 through, but because I read and annotate it, it takes me just like a bit longer, and I also have to be like in a moment where I can stop and read and annotate and draw, so like I have to have it at a specific time. Then I also want to reread Bloodmarked. I did read this in November, but like I said, so much happened and I feel like I read it too quickly because I just don't remember it. Then I also want to read The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, Twin Crowns, Sorcery of Thorns, and Poison Study. I think I might have special editions of those, and also of Dowry of Blood. They're all kind of sounds really good. Then I also just kind of want to read The Language of Flowers. It's been one on my TBR for ages. I need to finish Wolf Song, which I started. Why isn't this on my ARC list? This should be on my ARC list. But anyway, I started it last year, didn't finish it. Then I want to reread From Blood and Ash because I got the special editions from Lou McRae and Fairy Loot, and then I'm not sure whether I want to keep them or whether I just want to get like the paperback. So like I want to reread it and judge them, because if I could get money, why not get money for it? Then I also want to reread A Good Girl's Guide to Murder because I think maybe the TV show comes out this year, but if it's next year I might reread it then. And I want to finish my reread of The Priory of the Orange Tree, specifically through my annotated one. So I think I got 90 pages in, but then life got in the way and I had other things that I needed to read, you know, for the first time to review. So I paused this, and then I wanted to read it before I read A Day of Fallen Night, but I'm like partway through that. So now I'm like, I'll just reread this once I've finished A Day of Fallen Night, which I will hopefully finish next month before it comes out. So I'm just holding off on that. Then the other ones on my TBR, I've got Gideon the Ninth because Sam read it and I really want to read it, and so I'm excited. And Lost Fleet, which Sam chose for me. The final one I have is Sam's currently writing a book, so I said I would catch up on the bits I haven't read. So I've done that now, so good on me. What's the final one? There are a couple more that I kind of want to like read if I get the chance. One of them is Foul Lady Fortune, and the other one I can't remember. That's really bad. It's a special edition I have, but I clearly have so many I've just forgotten it. But if I do remember, I'll put it up here somewhere. Oh, it's Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which I have started, but again I'm going to pause because I have a book coming out, or a review coming out on the 10th of February, so I need to read that. So yeah, that is like a just quick check-in with me, rapid fire end of last year, start of this year. Let me know what you're planning on reading this year, what your plans are, how you got on last year, and hopefully I will keep this up. If it's only like one a month, we might be okay. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and a comment. Give us a follow if you've not already, and I will see you in another video. Bye.